As we travel towards the 21st century, we find ourselves increasingly in a world where we can all talk freely, face to face and person to person. It's the job of telecommunications to make that future certain, to make simple the exchanging of ideas, the exporting of skills, the strengthening of cultures. A future where we can use all the communication skills that nature has given us as human beings. At BT, we're building a network which will span the world. Already our technology has made it possible for anyone to talk to anyone else, no matter where they may be on this planet. With tomorrow's technology literally at our fingertips, we'll be able to reach out and make real human contact in more ways than could ever be imagined. Imagine a world where you can live where you want, learn what you want, work how you want, travel when you want. BT has imagined such a world, and we're working to make it possible. We see a future where people will shape technology to suit their lives, where the information age increasingly frees us from the constraints of time and place. BT connects people to people, machines to machines, and both to information. Our mission is to make that connection as simple, as cost-effective, and as fruitful as possible. In the last 20 years, we at BT have cut the amount of hardware in our system by 100 times and seen a 100% increase in network reliability. Today, through BT's pioneering technology, the UK has more optical fibre technology than anywhere in the world, carrying more than 90% of our long-distance telecommunications traffic with crystal clarity. Yet all that capacity uses only the amount of glass found in the equivalent of 2 milk floats. Today, our computerized network will allow us to divert phone calls to other numbers, to mobiles for when we're on the move. It will allow us to talk to more than one person at once. When we're taking a call, it can tell us there's someone else trying to get through. It can tell us who's trying to reach us before we even pick up the phone, and it will tell us who called when we were simply too tied up to answer. And when we need to make that call from someone else's phone, we can charge the cost to our own telephone number. As intelligence is progressively introduced to control every function of the digital network, customers will increasingly be able to take advantage of more and more of these new advanced services. But the important thing is not the technology, it's the people it serves and the use they make of it. BT's vision of the future is a human one, where the power of communications brings benefit to everyone at every stage of their lives. Let's then stretch our imagination to take a glimpse of a future in the world of our work, leisure, healthcare and education.
Imagine a world where everyone has access to the best of education. Information has no weight. We can copy and distribute it at the speed of light. Why should it be harder to get in one place than another? Why should a teacher be restricted to teaching students in the same room, or town, or country? At BT, we can send on one fibre all the information in the Encyclopedia Britannica 10 times a second. We could give every student access to the words in every library, images from every museum, every note of music ever written. The best teachers could reach across the globe to touch those who want to learn most. We have the means to set up face-to-face communication between any group of people, no matter where they are. Harvard can speak to Harare, Oxford to Okinawa, the Sorbonne to Siberia. The village school for a global village is possible now.
A global school for a global village. With optical fibre cables soon reaching out to every home and business in the land, you'll be able to see who you're talking to better than ever before, to show them your ideas, not just talk about them. In one sense, these changes aren't new to us. What's new about looking people in the eye as we talk to them? But knowing where our children are as they're playing with their friends, or being aware that our cars are safe wherever they've been left, and knowing that our house hasn't been burgled whilst we're away from it. Do these things over a distance as easily as we talk face to face, and it could make all the difference in the world. Imagine if we didn't have to travel hundreds of miles every week just to go to work, that the network brought our work to us, so we could see colleagues, talk to them, have them show us their ideas in our own homes or in theirs, or from wherever on this earth we happen to be.
Imagine a world where you can be in two places at once. Why should work be tied to a workplace? We go to work to exchange information and expertise, but BT's services can bring all that to us, anywhere. As the world gets more and more interconnected, markets become more and more integrated. You need the transmission capacity to get all the information, the processing power to help make sense of it, the visualization to make it natural to work with. BT Technology will provide it all, whenever you want it, wherever you are.
Imagine the energy we could save ourselves and our planet if we didn't have to drive to town every day or provide the power for city office blocks. In a recently commissioned report by the CBI, it was estimated that up to 30% of the working population could abandon their desks tomorrow using just the technology that exists today. The power of this new technology means that we'll be able to reach out and make contact with people thousands of miles away. It will give an expert in any field the ability to evaluate, diagnose and advise from across countries or continents. Imagine then what contribution this technology could make to the quality of our life, to healthcare and support.
Imagine a world where no one died for lack of a doctor. Why should geography determine how well you're looked after? Diagnosis is just a matter of information and medical expertise. The developed world faces an aging population. The developing one, ever greater demands on public health facilities. BT's communication links will help bring the highest expertise to the broadest population. The technology exists now for remote diagnosis of many illnesses, for simulated surgery in virtual reality, for surgical robotics and remote presence. Communications will let every consultant treat a worldwide practice. The demand is there. The capability is there. All that remains is to link the two.
Imagine our personal lives if we didn't have to lose touch with friends and family if they moved away or moved abroad. If we could meet around a table, browse through old photographs, see how fast the children are growing, even when thousands of miles apart. And what of our leisure time when we've the ability to call on thousands of hours of films, entertainment and information by simple voice commands? And when we go out and about, imagine if tomorrow's technology gave us the freedom that maybe we've always dreamed about.
Imagine a world where people travel only for pleasure. Must we fly across the world just to see and hear someone, when BT can bring that sight and sound to us? Couldn't we travel because we want to, not because we have to? And when we do travel, why should it be difficult or dangerous? A cable in the road surface can tell a car's computer all it needs to know to drive the car for you and plan your route. Travel could be almost as enjoyable as arriving. It sounds like science fiction, but it's fact. The direct application of technology developed by BT.
The information age is virtually upon us, but BT isn't just joining it, we're helping to create it. We're building the new network. We know how it works, and we know how to configure it to meet everyone's needs. And for the future, well, no one can say for sure what that will bring. All we can do is simply picture what is possible. By giving the power of personal communication to everyone, everywhere, we believe the future can only be limited by our own imaginations.